We're taking a look at while this is going on, while Dr. Jackie Boga talks about normalcy through the same inclusion and fair treatment Ambazonians have lacked for decades, and at this point something far less than what Ambazonians seek. We see that while that is going on, calm is yet to return to Wotutu village after the tragic events of Saturday, September 6, 2025. Which left one colonial soldier and a civilian dead. The killing came barely a day after 8 colonial troops were wiped out by an improvised explosive device, an IED, in Malende. Also in the southern zone of Amazonia, the back-to-back incidents bring the tally of colonial soldiers killed in the area to 9 within 24 hours, underscoring the worsening insecurity and the regime's failure to contain crisis it created. Now, in typical retaliation, colonial forces descended on nearby villages, Yoke, Owe, Maumu, and the surrounding communities, rounding up scores of young men. According to local findings, those who were arbitrarily arrested by these colonial forces of occupation were dragged to the Legion in Boya, where they are now being forced to pay huge sums of money to secure their release. Reports indicate that as many as 64 civilians were arbitrarily arrested within hours of the Malende incidents around the Malende environs. Amazonians are left asking what difference exists between this and kidnapping for ransom when you arbitrarily arrest innocent civilians because of incident that happened around them that they are not involved with. Well, the so-called forces of law and order have once again turned debt into a marketplace. Instead of protecting civilians, they're extorting from them with ransom. Some speculated to reach 500,000 francs CFAs for each person. In other words, while some colonial soldiers die in combat, their colleagues exploit those debts to line their own pockets. Now, this is not a new event. Amazonians have long been accustomed to this illegal pattern of La République du Cameroon's forces of occupation. Whenever soldiers fall in battle, there's collective punishment for innocent civilians. Those who managed to flee early escaped the dragnet, but the poor and innocent who had no refuge were made to pay the ultimate price. Humiliation, torture, arbitrary arrest, and ransom that they call release fee. For over 8 years, the people of Southern Cameroons have endured the cycle of repression. Such mass arrest and ransom-style bail demands are not practiced in French Cameroon, only in Southern Cameroons. Citizens are routinely rounded up, detained without due process, and forced to buy back their freedom. The colonial regime in Yaoundé remains silent, while its agents on the ground in Ambazonia continue to brutalize, exploit, and dehumanize the very population that they claim to be there to govern and protect. Well, the world has to ask a question: for how long will Southern Cameroonians suffer in silence while the colonial government and its forces of occupation turn tragedy into profit?